When you spend enough time in the spotlight, eventually the light starts to shine on your closet. The light will shine on everyone. If you stand in the light for too long, you get what? You get burned. Wishes that like they just kept their mouths shut sometimes and just stopped talking about shit that they don't know about. Or stop talking to people that they shouldn't be talking to because they're underage or something. Since these guys all have large legal teams for all legal intents and purposes, this is my opinion. That being said, did anyone else notice that like all of the streamers seem to be falling off? Anyone wonder why that is? I've been thinking about it. It's been weighing on me. Why so many of them turned into, PDF, whatever the term is for that, PDF files. Can't use the actual term for some reason. Why so many of them are just sociopathic. You name it. Something's wrong with them. Asmongold saying he doesn't care whether people die, whether it's Mr. Peace treating people like he doesn't care whether they die. Dr. Disrespect not respecting the laws of the country and, you name it. You name it. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? There's really just like a few common factors that I can think of. A, they're all incredibly wealthy and rich. They all have millions of dollars, spend that however they want, like Hassan, and then say that socialism is great even though he's entirely benefiting off of capitalism. But, again, my opinion. But these people don't care. Just absolutely don't care about people anymore. I mean, there's so many other people that aren't rich billionaires just taking your money left, right, and center who genuinely want to connect with people, genuinely want to make friends online, aren't so money hungry to need millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars. Once you get to a certain level of wealth and status, you don't care anymore. You stop caring about people. You can't connect with them anymore. The things that they do on their streams are not things that you can do as a real person. These people have stopped being real. They have started becoming actors on a stage. The second problem is that they're basically overgrown children that have never had a real job in their life. There are some streamers. I actually quite like Caseoh a lot. He's worked a job his life. Unlike many of these other streamers that became rich before actually working a job, or they worked for like 6 months, and then say that streaming is harder than a real-time job. I mean, you also got people like Pirate Software who actually gives advice, real-life advice on how to work a job, how to deal with managers, even game developer tips since that's what he's good at. Like, there's all these new streamers who actually have real valuable life advice, who can actually help you with stuff, as opposed to these people that have been streaming 5, 10, 15 years, that have never worked a real job and don't even have the fundamental understanding of what it's like to deal with managers, coworkers, you name it. They just really lack any value in providing you with any useful information. He's just a good example of someone who's understood what it's like to be a real person working a real bullshit job, dealing with managers who don't give a fuck about whether you live or die, do not want to pay you more, and absolutely will not pay you more because they don't give a fuck about you, and just talk shit to you all the time and treat you like absolute dog shit. But you need the job because you need the money. Whereas these other people, who have just been streaming their entire lives, provide not really very much benefit because they don't understand the struggles that real people go through. All of these people, all of the big streamers, really never had a job before. They don't understand what it's like to have a manager up your ass all the time. You show up 5 minutes late to work. They show up 5 minutes late to a stream, nothing happens to them. They show up 2 days later to a stream, nothing happens to them. They lose some money, sure, but like, they don't get written up by a boss. They don't get verbally abused. They don't get threatened with being fired and then your livelihood is taken away just because you missed a day of work. They don't have a limited number of sick days. They don't have a limited number of vacation days. When they do go on vacation, they can stream their vacation and still make money while being on vacation. You can't do that with a real job. With a real job, it's vacation or work. It's one or the other. And sure, some could say that, oh, but when they're streaming on vacation, they're not really taking vacation, they're working. Well, that's their choice to make. They can choose whether they want to work or whether they want to vacate, take a vacation, whatever it's called. They get to do whatever the fuck they want. It's entirely within their purview and their choice. They don't really understand what it's like to be a real person working a real job. A 9 to 5, an 8 to 6, a 12 to 12, a 7 to 12. If you're working 7 a.m. to 12 a.m., 18 hours, God bless you, because the fact that they can do that shit to you is inhumane and so fucked up. No amount of money is worth. You only get 7 hours of sleep at best. You spend your entire day at work. What the fuck is wrong with these managers? The things that employers will do to employees nowadays is out of fucking control. It's just out of fucking control. But moving on. This was the first generation of streamers. These people don't give a shit. They genuinely do not give a shit. All they see is dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign. Or fame, fortune, doing the shebang bang. There you go. That's a better term. It's not a better term. But I can't say the other one because then I get banned or whatever the fuck. It's sad that they think that they're such hot shit. Yeah, they make a lot of money. Yeah, they're big in the space. But it's pretty clear that people are becoming wiser and they're understanding that these people have no value to provide them anymore. It's time for the new generation of streamers. And the third point is that they've all become narcissists, psychos, you name it, they become it. It's pretty sad to see because I liked a lot of these people. I watched a lot of them growing up. I was a big fan of many of them. And it's really sad to see their fall from grace. They obviously try to, do a tumble and a backspin and a backflip to make it look cool or something like that. But we can all tell where these things are going and what's happening to these people. Their egos become inflated. They get so rich that they think that they're invincible. And the money turns them into assholes. A lot of these people started doing streaming, making friends with the people, and they had a real human, genuine connection with them. But what's happened? What happened since then? A lot of them have run out of ideas. That's number 4. A lot of them have run out of ideas. They have nothing else to talk about. A lot of them that were gaming channels originally ended up becoming commentary channels because they ran out of new original content. That's it. That's really all it is. This is the first generation of streamers. And it's becoming obvious which ones were designed for streaming and which ones weren't. There are jobs that you were designed for and that you are not designed for. These people were really good at video games. Some of them. Some of them were really good entertainers. But there's only so much you can do with these people. I understand everyone, including me, wishes that they went back to their old ways of doing things. Wishes that, they just kept their mouths shut sometimes and just stopped talking about shit that they don't know about. Or stop talking to people that they shouldn't be talking to because they're underage or something. It's fucking disgusting. I'm not saying that we need to silence these people and they need to stick with what they're good at. And if that track runs out, then maybe your time's up and maybe you should fall with grace instead of tumbling backwards and looking like a fucking moron. No, they have the money. They don't want to lose it because they finally have it all and they finally got it and they think it's in the palm of their hands. But usually the people that think that it's in the palm of their hands, right as they get to it, they're chasing a never-ending dream that they're never going to get to, and the money becomes bigger, and so the dreams becomes bigger because they have no concrete goals or plans. Or they overhire, underperform, can't afford to pay everyone. There's so many different things that it could be, but none of it really matters. All that matters is that, sure, there's redemption for what the things that people do, but the problem is with live streamers, when they say some crazy shit on camera, you can tell that's what they really mean. They can make YouTube videos about it and apologize afterwards and do all that stuff. But when you're really talking to them, you can see how they are. Some of the people that were streamers should have just been YouTubers. Some of the people that are YouTubers should be streamers. No one ever knows exactly what their role is until they actually find what works for them. And sometimes they get lucky with what works for them, and maybe they should have been something else. I worked in finance for 7 years and thought that I was doing well in there. This is a shit show. Fuck them. All of these streamers have fallen off. Are you still going to cling on to them? And in the hopes that they either change or, be in denial about what they did or whatever it is? Are you really going to hold on so tightly just because it's more comfortable to hold on to what you know rather than to explore what you don't? Either way, these people don't give a shit. They really don't. So why are you paying attention to them, giving them all this money, doing all this shit for them? Yeah, maybe they helped you through some tough times. So you're going to spend your entire livelihood on them in the hopes that they give you the tiniest bit of attention? You're worth more than that, whoever you are. You're worth more than giving money to get some random person's attention. Because that's really all these people are. Yes, they're famous now, but fame only lasts for so long. So you're essentially paying a whole bunch of money for a random person's attention. Why? Yes, it's entertaining. Yes, it can be fun. I get all these things. But if you're spending like your life savings or anything like that, please stop. Please. Come on. What are you doing? If you want to see more content, you can subscribe to my main channel, which is right here in the middle. Or if you want to wait another month for me to talk about some shit, you can subscribe to this channel here.